Every mile of Florida's coastline has been hit by hurricanes since 1850. So if you're choosing between Raleigh and Florida for retirement, this comparison might shock you. From healthcare rankings to the $15,900 annual difference, I'm breaking down the real cost differences. Make sure you guys stay until the end because Raleigh has one massive advantage Florida can never match. Everyone says they're moving to Florida for the weather, but let me show you why Raleigh's climate might be better for your health and happiness. Here in the Raleigh area, our temperature goes from around 30 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the year. This gives us 4 distinct seasons without extreme weather. We get 213 sunny days per year, according to the National Centers for Environmental Information, and our 46 inches of rain is perfectly spread out. Something I also like to point out is how we have a low natural disaster risk because we don't have direct coastal exposure, and we rarely get tornado activity compared to other parts of the country. The Federal Emergency Management Agency consistently works with North Carolina on hazard mitigation for our area, but overall, we have a low risk for major weather events. Florida maintains that year-round 59 to 94 degrees Fahrenheit range that attracts so many retirees. But there are things they don't advertise and many people forget about. Hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th every single year. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, every mile of Florida's coastline has been hit by hurricanes since 1850. I don't know why, but that really surprised me. And can you guess how many hurricanes have hit Florida in the last decade? The National Hurricane Center tracks this data, obviously, and they've had 4 major hurricanes with serious damage. But here's what's important about this comparison. The rising homeowners insurance costs in Florida due to climate risks are hurting retirement budgets in ways most people never thought about. I'll tell you more about housing cost differences in a moment, but some premiums have doubled in high-risk coastal counties. That's money coming directly out of your retirement income every single month. Here's the thing though, weather isn't the full picture. You have to look at how it affects your lifestyle and budget. In Raleigh, you can enjoy outdoor activities year-round without worrying about the hurricane evacuations or extreme heat warnings. You get the beauty of changing seasons, which many retirees find mentally stimulating and emotionally satisfying. And that also means you'll be able to create a community like no other, something we're going to discuss next. But before I dive into it, do me a quick favor and hit the subscribe button. Every single week, I'm uncovering hidden gems in the triangle that even locals don't know about, sharing insider market intel that could save you thousands, and let's be honest, I'm probably having way too much fun touring Raleigh's newest developments. So let me tell you the community aspect that makes Raleigh so special. I'll start with a number that might actually surprise you. Only 8.3% of Raleigh's population is 65 and older, and we've seen a 40% increase in our 65 plus population since 2011 in Wake County. The Triangle region was ranked as one of the fastest growing populations of adults 65 plus by Axios. It's a truly welcoming area for this age range. But here's the thing, we're growing in a balanced way. You're not moving to a place where everyone is the same age doing the same activities, and wait until you see the community options around here, which are full of events and things to do. So compare that to Florida, where 21.75% of the entire state's population is 65 and older. That's among the highest shares in the US. Of course, while some people love age-segregated communities, many others find themselves missing the energy and perspectives that come from a more diverse age range. Not to mention, if you're wanting your family to move close by, they also have that age diversity and vibrancy, which draws them in closer to you. Florida has a risk of creating retirement enclaves where you can actually feel isolated from the broader community. That's not bad, but it's definitely different from what you'll experience here in Raleigh. The way I see it, what makes Raleigh amazing is how retirees integrate into the broader community. You're living in a lively metropolitan area with different options for both relaxing and being active. Speaking of quality of life, let's talk about something that becomes increasingly important as we age: healthcare access and quality. So, the Research Triangle Medical Network gives us access to some of the most advanced healthcare in the country. I'll show you what I mean. Duke University Health System is ranked as one of the top 20 hospitals nationally. We're talking about world-class care right here in your backyard. UNC Health also provides comprehensive system coverage, with UNC hospitals ranked number 2 in North Carolina and UNC Rex Hospital ranked number 4 in North Carolina. These hospitals are consistently recognized for excellence across multiple specialties. WakeMed Raleigh campus has also been named high performing in 13 procedures and conditions recently. This means when you need care, you're receiving treatment from facilities that meet the highest national standards. But here's what's so exciting about our healthcare landscape: the access to cutting-edge treatments through ongoing medical research. Duke Surgery is ranked 1st, and neurosurgery is ranked 9th in the US for NIH funding support. That means breakthrough treatments and innovative procedures are happening right here, and you have access to them. Now, Florida does have some excellent facilities. Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville is ranked as the number 1 metro hospital with 10 top specialties, and that's genuinely impressive. But here's the challenge with Florida's healthcare system. It's geographically vast, with significant variability between rural and urban care. While you might find excellent care in Miami or Jacksonville, what happens if you want to live in a smaller Florida community? In Raleigh, you're never more than 30 to 40 minutes from Duke, UNC, or WakeMed facilities, no matter which neighborhood you choose for retirement. That consistency and accessibility can literally be life-changing when you need it the most. So, before I show you some exciting lifestyle and housing options, let's shift to some important numbers. Yes, Florida has no state income tax, but here's the math that shows the real winner. North Carolina has a state income tax of 4.25% in 2025. It's actually decreasing to 3.99% by 2027. But here's what matters for retirees. Social Security benefits are completely exempt from state taxation here. Our property taxes average 0.73% effective rate. Our sales tax is 4.75% at the state level, with a combined average of 7% when you include local taxes. And Florida definitely has tax advantages: no state income tax, no tax on retirement income, and no inheritance tax or estate tax. They also have a homestead exemption up to $50,722. This increased from $50,000 due to inflation adjustments in 2025. Property taxes in Florida average 0.79%. This is slightly higher than what you'll pay here in Raleigh. But here's where it gets interesting though. Let me show you what makes Raleigh retirement communities truly remarkable. For most retirees, the annual living cost savings in Raleigh completely outweighs Florida's tax benefits. You have to have a very high retirement income to reach the threshold where Florida's tax structure provides more benefits than Raleigh's lower cost of living. And you'll get to understand this better when I break down the housing costs for you in just a second. First, let me paint you a picture of what this means in practical terms. If your retirement income is coming primarily from Social Security, 401k distributions, and a modest investment income, you're going to come out ahead financially by choosing Raleigh. This is true even after paying North Carolina's income tax. Typically, only retirees with substantial ongoing taxable income benefit more from Florida's tax structure. We're talking about people with significant seasonal property income, large taxable investment accounts, or grand pension payments. For the majority of retirees, the daily cost of living differences far exceed any tax savings Florida might provide, so let's talk about those. The median home price in Raleigh right now is around $450,000. We're seeing a steady 5.9% year-over-year increase. That's growth, but it's not the wild swings you see in other markets. Homes here usually sell within just 31 days. This tells you the market is active and competitive, but not overheated. Here's what matters for your retirement budget. Our cost of living is around 3% below the national average, and housing costs are 8% lower than the national average. That means your retirement dollars stretch further here than in most major metropolitan areas. Combine this with the amenities I'll show you later, and you get some real value. Florida has a statewide median home price of around $412,000, but that number is misleading because it includes rural areas that most retirees aren't considering. Look at the markets where retirees want to live. Naples, for example, has a median home price of around $610,000. Miami sits at about $582,000 median. But the biggest financial difference comes down to taxes, and the math here is going to surprise a lot of people. The cost of living index in Florida is 102.8. This means 2.8 8% above the national average. That might not sound like much, but it adds up every single month throughout your retirement. North Carolina's index is 97.8, so below that number. Let me break down the annual living costs that will directly impact your retirement budget. In Raleigh, you're looking at around $2,500 to $4,900 per month, or $59,600 annually, for a comfortable retirement lifestyle. In Florida, depending on your location, you'll spend from $5,400 to $6,300 per month, or about $75,600 annually, for the same standard of living. That's a savings of over $15,900 annually by choosing Raleigh over Florida. Think about what extra per year means for your retirement security or your travel plans. Bundle that up with the tax benefits I mentioned earlier, and you can see the advantage here. Okay, now that you've got the overall weather, age diversity, and financial advantages, let's see what makes Raleigh really stand out. Here's a hint, it's all about the combination of fantastic amenities and convenient location. Living in Raleigh means you're at the heart of the Research Triangle. NC State, Duke, and UNC Chapel Hill are all within easy reach. But also, this close location creates an intellectual environment that's unmatched in most retirement destinations. The NC State Osher Lifelong Learning Institute has continuing education opportunities designed for active retirees who want to keep learning and growing. You'll find cultural events at the North Carolina Museum of Art, lectures at the universities, and a community that values intellectual curiosity. This is the kind of place where retirement does not mean slowing down mentally. Instead, you're engaging with ideas and people who challenge you to keep growing. We didn't even get around to mentioning the community activities coming up after this, but here's what no Florida retirement community can give you. From Raleigh, you're about 3 hours from the Blue Ridge Mountains and roughly 4.5 hours from the Outer Banks. You can wake up in the morning and decide if you want to spend the day hiking or relaxing on the beach. RDU Airport is the 35th busiest in the US with service to over 80 destinations, including 14 international locations. That means visiting family, taking retirement trips, or having grandchildren visit you is convenient and affordable. We're experiencing growth, but manageable retiree infrastructure with multiple luxury retirement communities are under development right now. The difference is we're planning this growth thoughtfully. You're getting the convenience and amenities of a major retirement destination while maintaining the charm and manageability of a mid-sized metropolitan area that still values quality of life over quantity of residents. Speaking of some amazing communities you can choose from, Hayes Barton Place sits right inside the Beltline. It has resort-style amenities that rival anything you'll find in Florida. We're talking about a 50,000 square foot clubhouse with fine dining, a state-of-the-art fitness center with saltwater pools, spa services, and pickleball courts. They've got beautiful classic Georgian architecture and a lifestyle full of events. You're getting luxury retirement living while staying connected to Raleigh's broader community. You're not isolated on the outskirts, which is so important. You're actually integrated into the city's cultural and social scene. The Cypress of Raleigh spans 44 acres and has a life plan community structure with 282 villas and 37 cottages. Not only that, but it's the only gated life plan community in Raleigh. Here you'll find plenty of options for dining and getting on with those physical activity goals. This goes beyond just independent living. It's a comprehensive approach to aging that provides a security and peace of mind as your needs evolve over time. Carolina Gardens by Del Webb features a 20,000 square foot clubhouse with resort-style indoor and outdoor pools, tennis and pickleball courts, a fitness center, and community gardens. You're about 30 minutes from downtown Raleigh too. Del Webb understands active retirement living, and they've created something amazing here in Raleigh. And there are a few Del Webb communities to choose from at every corner, so depending on where you want to be location-wise, you have options. So with all that being said, both Raleigh and Florida are great retirement options, but when you look at the annual savings, the four-season appeal, housing options, and lower natural disaster risk, Raleigh emerges as the smarter choice for most retirees. If this comparison has you excited about Raleigh's retirement possibilities, email me at hello@davisandmaine.com today. Let's start planning your move to the Triangle. I'll take care of every single detail while you focus on imagining your new life in North Carolina's most dynamic retirement destination. But before you make any final decisions about Raleigh, you need to watch my video where I debunk the biggest myths people still believe about living here. You might be surprised by what's actually true versus what's just outdated Triangle stereotypes. And it might just help you make this important decision. I will see you guys in the next one.